Kwa majina ni Kipkurui Aramweny, mimi ni mkaaji wa Kericho. Kwa maoni yangu kuhusu hii mambo ya impeachment ya Deputy President, mimi sijafurahia, lakini kama rais mwenyewe anaona ni akiimpeach Deputy President atakaa mzuri, tunakubalia. Kama raia hatuoni haja ya kuimpeachiwa Deputy President. Lakini kwa vile wabunge wameanza hiyo mkakati ya kuimpeach Deputy President, maoni yangu na maoni ya Wakenya ambayo wameerefuka, I think wakati wa campaign ya President wetu William RUTO alikuwa amesema wajinga Kenya wameisha. Sijui sasa mafikiri yake ni nini, afikirie tena kama sisi wa Kenya bado tuko wajinga. Sisi bado tumeerefuka. Hii mambo ya impeachment inaleta maendeleo ya Kenya ipotee. Maoni yangu ama advice yangu kwa Rais William RUTO, hii mkakati ya impeachment ya Deputy President awache na tufanyie kazi ambayo tulipea kama Wakenya. Hiyo ndio maoni yangu. Na wabunge wetu, mimi nataka niwahimize hizi wabunge, muache hiyo maneno yenu. Na mimi naona wabunge wanatoka Mount Kenya ndio wanachangia hii mambo mingi sana katika jamhuri yetu ya Kenya. Kama mko na tofauti yenu na Gachagua huko Mount Kenya, msituletee kama wa Kenya. Fanyeni maneno yenu kama Mount Kenya. Kama mkubaliane na Gachagua, mpikane nyumbani, lakini mambo ya inji muache inji ikae mzuri. Hatutaki turudi kama 2007, hatutaki vita katika jamhuri ya Kenya. Sisi tunataka amani katika jamhuri ya Kenya. Na mkienda hivi, mimi naona wa Kenya atawaweka ndani, atawaweka nyumbani. 2027 kama mtaendelea na hii maneno yenu ya kusukumana huku na huku na maendeleo hakuna, hatuoni maendeleo. Tunaona vita ya Wakenya wabunge na Deputy President na President. Hii maneno ni ya nini? Mkikuja counties ni hivyo, mkienda wapi ni hivyo, na hatuoni maendeleo. President alikuwa ametuahidi atatuhakikishia maendeleo katika jamhuri ya Kenya. Kitu ambaye President alisema na Gachagua na hawa wabunge, alisema tunainua wale mama mboga, watu wa bodaboda, watu ambao wako chini. Lakini saa hii hatuoni hiyo vitu ikifanyika. Kitu ambacho tunaona saa hii ni kufurutana. Mara Deputy President impeachiwe, sijui mara nani impeachiwe, mara gavana impeachiwe, mara nani. Hii ni kazi gani sasa President ulikuwa umetuahidi? Tunaomba Your Excellency, tunaomba wewe Your Excellency, usimame kitete kama rais wa Kenya, uweke Kenya kwa line mzuri ambaye tuone maendeleo ambaye ulikuwa umetuahidi. Hiyo ndio maoni yangu.
Whether it's taxes, whether it's cost of living, whatever it is that we know that can make the movement stronger, make someone else better knowledge, give someone else better knowledge on whatever it is you're trying to fight for, is a good win for me. So let us not relent. Let us keep the good fight, and it won't be short. It's probably going to be a very very long fight. It's going to be long and arduous. So that is for all of us. A small step, a small action wields big results. Thank you.
Thank you for keeping the time. Thank you, Jusa. I go to the real Joe.
Thank you, Obed.
1 minute for your concluding remarks.
Thank you, Obed. I want to conclude by encouraging all of us that we need to be responsive to change. We need to be responsive to change. We need to keep the heart. And the most important thing, we need to be very resilient. It is going to be a very, very long battle. Some of them we will not win right now. Some of them will take very long to change. But we have to be very resilient. And that is the key for any movement. Thank you very much, Obed.
Thank you, the real Joe. That's very nice. I'd have Western and then 254 for life.
Thank you, Obed. Just to add on to what my colleagues have said, it's our responsibility to work, roll up our sleeves, work for the Kenya that we want, we deserve. We cannot outsource this responsibility to anybody. It is our own responsibility. And this regime can only collapse under the weight of its inefficiency, its corruption, its tribalism, its inertia. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Weston. 254 for life.
Thank you, Obed. Most of the speakers who've spoken have echoed something interesting. So I'll close by saying this. There's a certain beauty of having spaces like this where Kenyans come together and talk as Kenyans, not as tribesmen, not as regional people, but we all talk as one country, one people, which is Kenya. So my message is keep up the spirit of being Kenyan. Let's not be distracted by regional talk, tribal talk, focusing on issues that really want to separate us from the one message that we've always had. We all want a better Kenya. We all know Kenya deserves better. So therefore, let's keep the unity and the strength, keep going. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Marabu Stock, welcome, and your minute to give your concluding remarks.
Am I coming through?
Yes, 100%.
So, God is good. We have a whistleblower, Edward Snowden, in the name of Nelson Amenya, and he's working overtime and he's giving us a lot of information. We are seeing companies that have been registered this year getting tenders, and what is happening is not new. It's only that the mindset of the people has changed. And I want to encourage that we have spaces and face-to-face meeting, because we cannot have enough conversation as long as things are going the way they are going. So I would encourage us to meet often and have enough spaces so that we can discuss what is going on. And don't get tired of spaces. Spaces are important because I learn new things every day when I'm in space, and it helps me. And I'm sure I teach also new things to other people. So thank you very much for the time, and have a blessed night.
Thank you, Marabu. Richard, you have your minute.
Thank you, Obed. There are a lot of things that have been said that I would have wished to come back and rebut, but be as it may. So, Obed, I just want to tell Kenyans here tonight, we are not running a constitutional crisis. The presidency does not have a problem at all. The only people who have problems right now are politicians, and let them sort out their own problems. I would not shed a tear for Rigiji or anything else for that matter, because this is a person who's been very much hell-bent on, speaking tough when it suits him and crying wolf when it doesn't. He's been giving ultimatums to his president and telling him, honor what you asked the people of Mount Kenya. And what does he say? You told them you will not fight your deputy. I mean, if we've been reduced and we've reduced our values as a people to defending a person, then we should actually cry for our country. The last thing I'd actually get to say, Obed, the only mistake when it comes to the presidents we made is when we actually had deputy president have security of tenure. I love the person who said that those are flower girl jobs. And it's actually true. Because we were afraid of what Moyo was doing, but what are we actually defending? I would support any day, any time, a motion that comes to Parliament to actually say, let the deputy president not be voted on the same ticket, but let them actually be appointed. Because the only responsibility of a nation should lie with the president. Only. We should actually take him to task. To Rigiji, who's been a truthful man, this government is full of lies, and I want to send you to the ground where you've been speaking your truth, the ground that is so much love. Why are you crying when they're helping you achieve your mission? Good night from me, Obed.
Thank you so much, Richard. I've always said, in conclusion, for me, it's hard to preach to the choir. We are here, we know what is our problem. We have suggestions on how that can be done. Let's not outsource the responsibility of action to other people. Let's do our part in our small ways and ensure that we make the difference and, be the change that we want to see. Because in a little here, a little there, everybody else contributing to this, then we make a difference. And let us not keep throwing stones at each other. I see what Morara is doing and people trying to beat him. It's really bad manners. Somebody has put their neck out there. The least we can do is to compliment what they're doing, ensure that we give support and, work towards one goal. Kenya is our business. It's our responsibility. And for as long as it's not functioning, it might not hurt you now because somebody thinks maybe I'm mid-class or this is not my problem. But for as long as it does not work, eventually it will catch up with you. A lot of people thought it's never going to happen. But now their pockets are hurting. Where government has come in through SHIF, the housing levy, people's pockets have been raided and there's no value for that money going away. So we need a responsible, accountable government, not because we just want to look at it as a change, but because it will help us to have a country that is properly governed for the sake of posterity. We've had a bad system for long, but it can be changed. One thing at a time. Thank you. Back to you, Eli. Mizani? Well, I don't know if Eli can...
Yeah, pardon me, Obez, I was getting to unmute my microphone. If you can hear me.
100%.
All right. So I just want to take the opportunity to thank all the speakers that tuned in, including those who dropped off earlier on. Makia says we do not have a presidential issues. There are individuals that are fighting. But once the presidency does not put its foot on the ground and take up the role of leadership, then the rest of the crew, I call the CSS, the MCAs, the member of parliament, even the assistant principals, they will always make the same mistakes. And therefore, it is paramount of us as citizens to advocate for the kind of country we want. And that's why, Obed, as you mentioned earlier on, we are planning to have our annual conference that will be held in Nairobi in 2025 March. The specific dates will be announced as we continue the planning effectively, but that should be the first or second week of the month. Having said that, we do want to welcome you to make your intent emails to info@mizani254.org. You can CC that to Obeds Oriku at mizani254.org. Let us know if you love to attend this. The theme of the conference is purpose-led leadership or purpose-driven leadership. We'll be looking forward to hear from you. On behalf of the team, I want to wish you all a great evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you're joining us from. Have yourselves the very best. Good night.